Good morning, children. Welcome to Little Scholars Public School online classes. Now, in the last session, we had studied about the mechanical weathering. Now, in this session, we are going to study the chemical weathering. Chemical weathering. Now, children, here some activities are given. So, take a glass of water and put a piece of chalk in it. And next day, you observe what has happened to this. Now you can answer these questions. Did the color of the water change? And what happened to the chalk? Now you do this activity and tell me the answer. Next, one more activity is given. Wrap a few iron nails in a wet cloth and open the cloth after 2 days. Observe what happens and answer these given 3 questions. Okay. Now that questions are there any stains on the cloth, which color are they, and what could be the reason for the stains. Now water plays an important role in chemical weathering. Rock is a mixture of many minerals. Water is a universal solvent, as we know that. So many things get dissolved easily in water, and the solubility increases because of the matter has dissolved in water. Those materials which do not dissolve easily in water can be dissolved in such solutions. Now, in areas that receive heavy rainfall, chemical weathering occurs in the following ways. Carbonation. Now, what is carbonation? The rainwater travels through the atmosphere before reaching the ground. So, when this rainwater it gets mixed up with the air, carbon dioxide gets mixed with the from the air in the water in this process. Now this dilute carbonic acid gets formed and material like limestone gets easily dissolved in such acids. Now for example, water plus carbon dioxide is equal to carbonic acid, that is H2O plus CO2 is equal to H2CO3. Students will study about solution. Now some minerals in the rock get dissolved in water. Limestone is formed due to chemical precipitation. Now what is precipitation? It is a product of condensation, means the water vapor, drizzle, rain, snow. These are the types of precipitation between water and alkalis. At Vadgaon Darya in Ahmednagar district, limestone gets precipitated chemically, that is undergoes chemical weathering again. So similarly, because of solution, alkalis in the rock dissolve and make them brittle. Brittle means they break off. Now we'll study about oxidation. This process occurs in rocks which have iron present in them. The iron in the rock comes in contact with water and chemical reaction takes place between iron and oxygen. Hence a reddish colored layer forms on the rocks, as we have studied this activity. In this activity, stains are formed. When nails are kept in a wet cloth, stains are formed, reddish stains are formed on that cloth. So that is, this way same reddish colored layer is formed on the rocks. This is called rust. When you kept nails in a wet cloth, you must have noticed a similar thing. So similar process occurs in rocks in areas with high rainfall. There are many more processes involved in chemical weathering besides the one mentioned above. Daily life examples include moistening of table salt. We can see that salt becomes wet in rainy days. Then apple slices are turning brown after the cutting. These are the examples of these chemical weathering. Now oxidation, biological weathering. Besides mechanical and chemical weathering, biological factors are also responsible for weathering of rocks. Have you visited any fort? Have you seen trees growing on their minarets? You also must have seen pieces of rocks getting separated because of the roots of the trees. As the roots grow bigger, they create tension in the rocks and start breaking them. Now children, as we see trees growing in the temples, or we can see trees growing in the forts, and these trees, when they grow up, their roots become bigger and they create tension in the rocks, and because of this the rocks break. Yes. Now we'll see that ants that make large ant hills, rat, mice, rabbit, other worms, insects are burrowing animals. These animals are called burrowing animals. They burrow in the ground. Because of this, their activity, weathering of rock also occurs. Now besides this, algae, moss, lichen, other flora, etc. grow in the rocks. They also help in weathering. These all types of weathering are called as biological weathering. Mass movement or mass wasting. The weathered rock materials start moving along the slopes due to gravity and accumulate near the foothills or the gentler slopes. Now, children, you must have seen after the rainfall, the material or the weathered material, weathered means which has fallen apart from the rocks, the material that comes down along the slopes from the mountains, yes, or hills due to gravity and accumulate near the foothills or the gentler slopes. This process has been happening for years. The weathered particles form a conical heap at the foothills. When weathered particles move down due to gravity alone, the process is called as mass movements. Now these mass movements can be of two types, that is rapid movement of a mass is on the area where the slopes are very steep, whereas the slower movement, mass movement, is on the gentle slope where the slopes are not very steep, they are gentle. Now we'll see about rapid mass movements. Rockfalls, landslide, land subsidence occur rapidly because of rapid movement. Now subsidence means sudden sinking downward of the material, which suddenly sinks downward. Their effects are very destructive. Now landslides also, large big rocks or landslides, then rock falls from the mountains. So these are very destructive. Now the probability of these events is more in the regions where humid climates, means where rainfall is more and steeper slopes are there. A thick layer of weathered material forms on the slope, and when it rains in such areas, the rainwater penetrates in the weathered material and their weight increases. So when this weathered material layer is formed, and when rain is falling, that time this material becomes heavy, the weight increases, and when the weathered material move rapidly and comes down to the slope, because of the heaviness it comes down from the slope. So for example, the mudslide at Malin village of Pune district, children, you must be remembering this incident. There was this mudslide and some people were died because of this, and the village was destroyed. So sometimes the weathered material do not move downward but sink in situ, means sometimes the material doesn't go doesn't go down the slope, but it sinks there only on that place. The ground goes little bit, the material or the ground sinks down there only. This is called as slumping. Now such rapid mass movement may also occur because of earthquake. Now slower movements. In areas with dry climates and gentler slopes, mass movements occur slowly. Soil creep is a common phenomenon in such areas. In areas with dry climate, as we see, and gentler slopes, mass movements occur very slowly. Now soil creep is a phenomenon, that is the soil and the rock, it slowly goes downward from the mountain or the hills. So slow downward progression of soil and rock, that means soil creep, is a common phenomenon in such areas where the dry climate and slopes are gentle. Now in periglacial region, what is periglacial region? The area adjacent or which is marginal to glacier, where glacier is there. In that region, along the slopes of the glacier, some layers of soil accumulates because of the movement of soil. Now because the glacier moves, the soil with the glacier moves, and some layers of soil accumulates near the slopes. So this is called solifluction. Now we'll see erosion. Erosion, like weathering and mass movements, erosion is also an external process. Erosion occurs through various agents, as we have studied: wind, running water, glaciers, means the soil moves with that, and groundwater causes erosion. So we'll study these agents of erosion and the landforms produced by them in the next chapter, children.